For years, he was untouchable. Multi-platinum albums, millions in the bank, parties with the world's elite. But now, Sean "Diddy" Combs is behind bars. Not for violence, not for drugs, but for something that has shocked even his closest allies. And now, there's talk he could be walking free by Christmas. But is that justice or a loophole? Multiple sources are now reporting that Diddy has quietly enrolled in 2 prison-based programs, one for drug treatment and another for domestic violence rehabilitation. Now here's the thing. Legally, Diddy hasn't been convicted of domestic abuse or drug-related crimes. So why is he doing this? 2 reasons. First, optics. It's a move that shows the court and the public he's taking accountability. Second, strategy. Judges often consider rehabilitation efforts before sentencing. It could significantly reduce the time he serves. Even though Diddy was only found guilty of transporting sex workers across state lines, a violation of the Mann Act, his public image has taken a serious hit. Multiple testimonies painted a disturbing picture of control, manipulation, and violence. He wasn't convicted on those charges, but the court and the public have definitely been listening. Let's be clear, Diddy was not found guilty of assault, coercion, or drug trafficking. He was convicted of violating the Mann Act, a century-old federal law originally meant to combat human trafficking. Specifically, he was found guilty of paying for sex and transporting women across state lines for illegal activity. It's a charge that's rarely used to prosecute the buyer, or John. Usually the focus is on the traffickers themselves. That's what makes this case unusual, because the judge has now asked prosecutors to present past examples of similar convictions where the buyer went to prison. And this is where things get complicated. If prosecutors can't produce a list of similar cases, Diddy's defense team has a powerful argument: selective prosecution. In other words, why him and not others? They'll argue that the justice system is making an example of him unfairly. This matters because Diddy faces up to 10 years in prison, but legal experts are already saying that's highly unlikely. Even prosecutors aren't pushing for the maximum. The expected sentence? 1 to 2 years. And here's the twist. By the time sentencing comes in October, Diddy will have already spent nearly a year behind bars. With time served, good behavior credits, and participation in rehab programs, Diddy could be walking out before Christmas. In fact, some insiders believe he could be out as early as Thanksgiving. It sounds wild, but legally it's very possible. Because this isn't a drug kingpin case, it's not racketeering. It's a technical conviction, one rooted in perception more than proof of ongoing violence. And if prosecutors can't show that similar Johns have been sentenced before, the judge may hand down the minimum sentence possible. But even if Diddy gets out early, what kind of world will he return to? This scandal has ripped apart his reputation. Former collaborators have cut ties, brands have backed away, and fans are divided, some calling for his redemption, others demanding accountability. Meanwhile, allegations continue to surface. A 2023 Rolling Stone report detailed years of alleged abuse from multiple women, with several lawsuits still pending. While Diddy hasn't been convicted of these claims, they've added serious weight to the narrative surrounding him. For a man who once stood at the top of the music and fashion empires, C-Rock, Bad Boy Records, Revolt, the fall has been swift and brutal. So, if Diddy walks out of prison in a few months, is that justice served? Or is this another case of celebrity privilege at play? Let us know in the comments. Should he get a second chance? Or has too much damage already been done? This story is far from over, and we'll keep bringing you the latest updates as they happen. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because when it comes to Diddy, the next chapter might be even more shocking.